Góðan daginn and welcome to the Project Pal. My name is Gunnhildur, I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland, and this is my podcast vlog chatty type of thing where I talk mainly about yarn, about knitting, crocheting, fibers when I learn about them because they're interesting. Called the Project Pal because I have projects and they are in piles. I should really write this down one of these days so I can get this right. Also talk quite a bit about the weather because I'm your stereotypical middle-aged Icelander and that's what we talk about. But mainly because the weather influences everything, particularly before, so was it last summer? I think it was last summer. Our internet access, or that whole thingamajig, it got upgraded last summer, and before then it would take me quite a long time to upload some videos, particularly if it was raining heavily in the western part of the island, which always fun, realizing that I can't upload something here in the eastern part because the capital area is having heavy rainfall. Systems, wonderful. Also, there was a heavy snowfall somewhere that would slow things down. I think my record for uploading a video was, I think it was about 48 hours or over. Yeah, but that is over now. Like, the first time when I took one of those videos I was uploading, I literally scrolled down to go check out the like the description box, and then looked down and the video was done uploading. I hadn't even started typing. I'm like, huh? I thought it was a mistake on YouTube's part. But yeah, so that's why I do tend to talk quite a bit about the weather, is because it has had such a much influence on my ability to upload videos. I should talk about the weather. It's been hilarious this weekend. Yesterday, it was sunny, fine weather, a little under the freezing temperatures. I'm not sure if, ooh, hello? Ignore that, my eye is being weird. Yeah, I'm not sure if we had like -3, maybe 6. So it was chilly, it's a bit cold, but not like super cold. It's not So when I wake up this morning, mind you, I first woke up around 5:30. This has been a weird morning, seriously. 5:30, I need to go do the thing that you need to do when you wake up way earlier than you intend to do. I can't remember if it I think it already snowed by then. But by the time that I woke up again at about 11:30, I think it was around 11:30. I managed to fall asleep again. Really. Everything was covered in snow. It is, I think, around +3 right now, and currently it is raining. And it is now just 12:30. We've had the weather forecast, they've been talking about the weather. There's actually a warning because of high winds in like the western and southern part, and like here East Iceland is like, you get high winds, particularly later tonight. Oh, actually, yes, think about that. Well, first off, I'm a little chatterbox today because I can actually talk. Because 3 guesses, considering there's 1 person on camera, but 3 guesses who managed to catch the flu for the 3rd time this season. I deserve a crown, like I swear. But I am feeling quite a bit better. I should be able to go to work tomorrow, which I really hope, because we are unstaffed, and because this, like, I swear, I think I got sick around the same time last year because I think I missed out on these days. Now, we are smack up in the middle of the, basically like 5 very, very traditional Icelandic holidays. Unfortunately, there aren't really holidays anymore. Like, you don't get time off when you're an adult, which is unfair, but there are celebration days. Actually, the 18th should be more celebration day because it has a specific name, but anyway, getting ahead of myself. So, it's actually kind of funny because 3 of these days hark back to the Catholic times, but we aren't Catholic. Anywho, today is the 19th, okay? Meaning that yesterday was the 18th. So, I think a while ago I told you about how this past lunar month is called Þorri. And Þorri has this deserved reputation on being a bit of a tough month. Traditionally, before we got the modern conveniences of being able to wear a thin shirt, in a heated house in the middle of winter, and not have to go outside and milk the cows or anything because privilege, Þorri was the last of the absolute winter months. It was tough, but if you could, if you could push through this month, you would be able to survive. And Þorri is traditionally greeted with an old celebration of food and drink called blót. And so yesterday, the 18th, as it happens this year, the last day of Þorri, and like I said before, we don't really know what Þorri means. We have theories, but we don't really know. It's one of these old words that we simply still use. It's the name of an old month, but we don't really know what Þorri means. It may refer to simply survival and preservation, something. May even relate to suffering, we don't know. But the last day of Þorri is called Þorraþræll. Þorri, what was that? Þorri, as I said before, is the month. Þræll means slave. So it's the slave of Þorri. I have no idea why it's called that. I have an inkling, but I have no idea. But the last day of this month is called Þorraþræll. And the fact that I can't remember if any of the other old months have a named last day. Might have, but Þorraþræll is the one that survives. So when you reach Þorraþræll, you know that it's about over. Today, the 19th, is the first day of the next month, which is Góa. And the first day of Góa is a celebration of women, of wives, of women, and today is my day because I'm a woman. Just like the first day of Þorri is a celebration of men, of husbands of farmers in particular, words thing. So today is Day of Women in Iceland. That means, most of the time that means it's a pink day. Because pink is a good color. My skin undertone is pink, therefore it's my day. I should have worn pink today actually. But I like this shirt. It's my first time wearing it. And yeah, so that's usually a day of flowers, sweets, cakes, because listen, if it's my day, you're gonna give me a cake. If it's my birthday, I'm gonna get a cake. It's Conradar, I'm gonna get the cake. So tomorrow, Monday, is Bolludagur, or Bun Day. So that's a very nice traditional day, very popular with the Polish people, because actually last Friday was their Bun Day. So I've heard it from quite a few Polish people living here. They really like being in Iceland in February around these days because they get their own Bun Day. And then Monday, Icelanders have a Bun Day, so it's double the buns. So that's all sorts of buns filled with cream, something sweet. And it's just a really, really nice day. It's your excuse to just eat lots of sweet, which is always good. Tuesday is Springidagur, or explosion day. And no, we do not like light fireworks or anything. We traditionally, people eat until they feel like they're going to burst. I don't do that because I hate the feeling of like my stomach being too extended. I don't like it, so I don't. But I do touch on some of the traditional foods, because of course we have traditional foods, and that is salty meat, meaning that also the doctors come up and are like, listen, you who are delicate for salt and all that, please don't eat too much. Like, we're writing for you, but this is dangerous. This is really dangerous for people with all sorts of conditions and like elderly people. But the thing about the salt meat is that it does actually taste kind of good. Like, I like it. But yeah, it's like salted meats. You serve it traditionally with like potatoes, but particularly with gulrotur. I'm trying to remember what it's called in English, but it's a root vegetable, and it's really simple food. Honestly, you just have the meat and the roots, and you just eat. It's also like bean soup, and I really like the bean soup, because here at home we make it with like bacon bits, and that just makes it so much better. And yeah, I really look forward to this day because of the soup. And then last day, Wednesday, is Ash Wednesday, and I do know what that's called in English because I do know it has been celebrated in other countries. It's Ash Wednesday. And that traditionally is when, here in Iceland, when children dress up and go from company to company in little groups, pairs and trios and like whatever, wearing costumes, and they sing some short little songs, and in exchange they get like little treats. I love that tradition. You know, because of COVID for the past years, that hasn't been a thing, and in this town, I mean, the school has kind of been taking it over, which is in a sense good, because then there isn't anyone who is alone, but at the same time they basically made it a school thing, and I'm not a big fan of that, because it kind of means that the kids now are yet again in school and not going outside and meeting people and, you know, following this absolutely fun tradition where kids, you know, go out and sing and get treats. So it's kind of like Halloween in reverse. So like on Halloween, kids go out in the evening wearing costumes and go trick-or-treating and get treats for not tricking. Whereas on Ash Wednesday, they go out in the morning wearing costumes and sing songs and are rewarded with something, either sweet or something, like treats, like pens or something. So yeah, for many years, like when I was a kid, this was just something that was for the children. Adults didn't really dress up, that I remember. But when my generation grew up and we were entering the workforce and we were like, yeah, we're not wearing costumes anymore, a lot of us started rebelling for that, because we were like still children inside. We were like, actually, I'm gonna wear a costume. And that fortunately has spread out, so there's more people who actually wear costumes and aren't as embarrassed about it, because listen, it's a fun day. And I have very many fond memories of handing out candies in exchange for singing. And I know that for a lot of people, this rule of thumb that it should be children singing, so they feel that adults shouldn't be, you know, going around singing. But I have a lot of fun memories of, like, one time there was the crew of a ship that actually from Akureyri. Akureyri, I'm chatty today, dear lord. But Akureyri is our northern capital. And they have a long history of singing, of choirs, and that's actually where this modern day tradition of the children going around singing on Ash Wednesday comes from. It started in Akureyri in, I believe, the 1960 something or 50 something, I can't quite remember, but that's where it started. It started in Akureyri, and quite a few years ago I got on Ash Wednesday a crew from a fishing trawler from Akureyri, and it just so happens that the crew of that ship is known for their, at the time, kind of famous for their singing, which I didn't know quite at the time, but I quickly realized it because they come in and they're like, "Hee, if we sing, do we get candy?" I'm like, "Sure, whatever." I get a private concert with, I think it was like 5 men singing one of the prettiest poems in Icelandic. I think they sung for me, I think it was Ocean, and I just can't quite remember the text, but it was gorgeous. Every single person who was shopping in the store at the time came from, because they're like, "Who's singing?" And then I turn around because I'm just being like, and I turn around and there's a whole lot of people just listening to the spontaneous concert, and I'm like, that was so cool. And of course I gave them candy and they went outside just like, "Hee." I like that. So yeah, I need to find something to wear on Ash Wednesday. I have an idea, because I do have some clothes that I practically never get a chance to wear, so I could definitely find something. So yeah. I'm kind of guessing that I'm just happy that I'm listen, my recording is like just, it's around 17 minutes. I haven't had a cough. I haven't had to pause. My phlegm is just now starting to like make itself known. Fantastic. So yeah, my third time of catching the flu, but at the very least I seem to have some kind of immunity build-up, because I am optimistic, I know that, but I feel like I am getting better quicker than the last time. So now I just need to make sure that, because I am going into work tomorrow, because otherwise there's just going to be 3 people taking care of an entire store. No, and it's going to be a big station. No, I'm gonna go and do my best and keep my health. But yeah, I feel like at the very least I must have some kind of built up immunity, or not immunity, is that immunity? Thing that makes sure that I get better quicker. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about yarn. So I've been working. I have managed to work on one project which I'm so happy about. The Horizon, the Granny Square cardigan, the Horizon cardigan, with this. Okay, this yarn. I am happy with working with it. I've had to pull back a couple of times, and I can't tell you that when you pull back with this yarn, it doesn't hold any memory in the yarn. So it doesn't go all curly-whirly, it doesn't, like, it is extremely forgiving. The only problem I've had with it so far is that it does have a tendency to, like, kind of catch on itself and get tied up in knots really easily. And when you have a fever and are trying to solve a very, very simple self-knotting problem, not a lot of fun. But at the very least, it's not difficult to, like, solve. But there's also been a knotting problem. So I've used up 2 of the cakes. And the thing about this is that this ball here has 2 knots in it. This one doesn't. The first cake had 3 knots at the ends, and the second cake had a knot close to the end. And the thing is, those 2 like first knots, like the first knot on the first cake and that single knot on the second, pretty much in the same space. So the index is standard, as I believe I found out some a while ago is that you can have maximum 3 knots in a skein, in a cake, in a ball, whatever. And I mean, that's the thing. But I feel like I've just been spoiled with the drops yarn, because those hardly ever have a knot. So when I go and use something else and I find a knot, I'm just like, oh my god, there's a knot. I've been spoiled. But yeah, it is a nice yarn to work with, I have to say. And this crochet hook was, I cannot remember. I got it from Vaskur, which is the store that unfortunately burned down last November. I can't remember. This is made of, I think it's rose wool. But yeah, it's made out of wood. It's really soft and nice to use. Really, really forgiving on my hands. At the very least, it fits my hands. So I have small hands, so this works for me. And I've made progress, and I am so pleased with it. Like, I actually managed to finish making both parts of the granny square cardigan and seam up the back. Like, look at it! The colors have turned out so gorgeous. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do the shoulder and the sleeve seams, and then it will be, I think next is finishing up the sleeves and then adding length and doing some of the things I need doing on the front. And yeah, so I should be able to finish it this week. Oh, let's hope I manage to keep my brain cells active, because I have to admit, every single time that I've looked over to where I put this away and I see it, I'm just smiles. I'm just seeing this automatically makes me happy, and that's a really, really good sign. Now the thing is, when you buy the yarn for this project, like I did, because that was my excuse for buying more yarn, was to go up by pens. So you buy these 4 cakes of Horizon, you buy the buttons, which you obviously use to close the cardigan, but you also buy a skein of kind feather. And I've been, in the past, particularly yesterday, I have to admit, I was like, at what point do I use this yarn? Do I use it on the front? That was kind of the thing that I had kind of decided, was that maybe you make the like the placard on the front for the buttons. So I go over the pattern yet again, and I'm reading and I'm reading. I'm like, where does the kind feather come in? You use this lovely, absolutely gorgeous, soft yarn to fasten the buttons. You buy an entire skein of this gorgeous soft yarn to fasten the buttons. You don't need that. I mean, it's anti-pilling, it's nice and thick. It's I mean, it's about, yeah, it's the same thickness as the Horizon. You can just use the leftover yarn from the Horizon to fasten the buttons. You don't need an extra skein. Mind you, it's business, I realized that, and if I had actually downloaded the pattern first and read it, I might have skipped buying this yarn. But at the same time, I'm not mad, because I kind of like this. I really like this yarn. It's so soft, and I know that either I myself am gonna find a purpose for the majority of this yarn, or I can pass it on to someone who is a genius in using up yarn. So it's not a waste, it's just, I mean, for me personally, but in case you haven't bought the yarn already or are thinking about it, be warned, you kind of don't need to buy this. Not for this project, at the very least. I mean, you can use the leftovers. it's just but yeah, just so you know, I don't think you need this yarn. I don't. But yeah, the next project that I really want to tackle after I've finished the cardigan, mind you, as soon as I start working on this, and I'm working at the very first, like the beginning of the first part, I'm thinking about more yarn that I do have, like for example from Hobbii. I'm thinking about particularly some of the Christmas yarn, and I need to test it out, but I kind of feel like some of the Christmas yarn or the Halloween yarn would be really fun in this type of garment. Yes. Be really fun to make, like, or a short bolero, like making this, I made a mess of it, but making this type of garment has really, you know, make me think about what I can make with the other yarn I do have. But yeah, the next part that I want to work on is actually the pants, with the lovely like flower pattern down the sides. I don't really wear pants like that. I am a bigger fan of pants that are actually whole and do the purpose of, you know, keeping me in. But that looked really cool and interesting, and it's a crochet project, and I mean, I want to try more things. So it's a winter glow in the solid. It feels nice. It's a wool and acrylic combination, and I really love the color. And that is the next big project that I want to get started on. Yeah, that's that. And I still have projects that I need to finish, but I'm like, You may notice a bag here, and I do have one video that I need to edit and get out on, I think Tuesday again. Yeah, I think it's gonna put it on Tuesday, because listen, last time when I was working on the whole video for this, all this wonderful yarn, I went back in to find all the information for the yarn and the patterns. I found out that they had like a little bit different of these lucky bags. They had Valentine's and Shine. And I'm a gullible idiot, so I bought one of each. So I already filmed that yesterday, and I need to get that up for you to show you, because one bag was extremely chaotic and the other made me really happy. Let's just put it like that. But I've already found patterns for most of the yarn, so that's a good thing. But I also came across on the Hobbii web page. Dang it! Excuse me. Okay. What's it called? I just read and I could not remember what I just read. So, they have a make along that is beginning on the 16th of March. So they have these bags and became available on February 9th. It's both crochet and knit version, made by the same person called, excuse me, Katie Jones. And she is a crochet and knit creator in the UK. And she is now in a collaboration with Hobbii in making this make along. Which again, they are starting on March the 16th, and it's, yeah, so you have like a month and a half, and it's gonna be 6 weeks. Each week comes up with an update of the next part of the pattern, and you can they are apparently gonna pick out like winners on on the 1st of May if you share and post pictures of your project on Instagram and Facebook and tag it so they can find it. They're gonna pick winners, all that fun stuff. I'm participating in the knitter's version, and I have to admit though, okay, it's called No Shades of Grey, which is fun. By the look of it, both projects are gonna end up in a lovely cardigan, which, I mean, I like cardigans, and hopefully it's gonna be a little bit challenging, and hopefully it's gonna be something I can actually make. I have never taken part in a make along, so this is gonna be really different for me. The knitter's bag did cost more than the crochet bag. There is more yarn in this one. The crochet bag, that version is mostly like acrylics, which look really nice, like all the colors. But yeah, the knitter's bag cost more. I think it cost like 30 euros more. And if I remember correctly, it was more of like well, I'm happy I'm just now opening it. There's another bag in here. Oh, it's for, oh, that's, yes, thank you. I was wondering how I was gonna store it, but like, oh, that's right. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. So this is gonna be really good. I'm gonna shove them all in the bag and then show you the bag. Good Lord, this is gonna be a challenge. Are you kidding me? So it's a full bag of yarn. And all for one particular project. Yes, okay, that's good. Yeah, it's a cotton and kid silk combination. Yeah, and we get so. Okay, I'm gonna try and show some of the colors. Why can I put it in the bag if I'm just gonna take it all out again? Like, look at the orange! It's precious. I love orange. A good orange. Oh, look at the pinks. Like, oh. Ooh. Okay, yeah. That's the last of the cotton. Lovely, like lilac. And then we get the kid silk, which matches. And again, a lovely bright orange. There is nothing better in this world than a bright orange color. Gorgeous deep green. And the last two. So yeah, if I remember correctly, this is a kid silk and cotton combination, and so I can understand why that makes the project a little bit more. I mean, the knitter's version a little bit more expensive. Just look at these colors. But at the same time, I am really glad that I did not fall into like the advent calendar temptation of buying both versions, because I cannot make two make-alongs at the same time. I do not have that much time or energy. I have other things to do. And honestly, trying to make the same project in two different styles at the same time, I don't. I'm not even doing that with the bandana that's taken me an embarrassing long time to make. But I'm gonna make it, and then I'm gonna make it again in the crochet version. That was a roundabout way of putting things. But yeah, that is what I'm gonna be participating in March and April. I had to think. March and April is the setting. It's gonna end up with a really colorful cardigan. I have no idea what I'm gonna be making. We'll be finding out. I'm gonna link the page down below because I am really happy with myself that I remembered to open the page before I started filming so I can tell you, even though I completely forgot straight away what I just read. But yeah, I think that's enough from me right now. Yeah, there are a lot of things that I want to be working on. I am really, really pleased with the fact that I did manage to get this much done. This pattern is not complicated, it just takes time. And it's so much fun. It works up really, really fast. Like, I've never made something like this before. And it's making me really happy finding out that I actually can. And like the colors! They are turning out so pretty. And yeah, the only thing is just the kind feather part. It's like, guys. But yeah. And then I really want to get started on the pants because they are, it looks so different. Yeah, then in March we will be starting on the Make Along. I am so happy that they give you a bag as well. It's just I was trying to figure out if I had like a big basket somewhere where I could store this in, because I'm like, dear Lord, I'm getting more yarn where I'm supposed to store it. Thank you! So yeah, that is definitely enough for me this weekend. I am really, really pleased with myself. I'm not pleased with the fact that I got infected yet again, but I'm pleased with the fact that I seem to be getting over it quicker. So thumbs up for that. But yeah, I will hopefully see you again next weekend. I will hopefully have that opening? Unboxing video. Is it unboxing? I don't know what to call it. I need to get that one done as well. But yeah, the one video of me opening up those two bags because I had fun. You get that edited up, I think on Tuesday. Yeah, I think Tuesday is good. So yeah, rambling. I'm getting to the rambling part. So again, I really hope I see you again next weekend. We'll see where we'll be then. I will hopefully have this done by then because I really want to start wearing it. It's really colorful. We'll see what Iceland will be doing in the next week. Like, honestly, if there is I hate to say it, but I would not be surprised if in the coming weeks there will be a volcanic eruption. And if so, I will tell you about it because that will be consuming my mind. Weird way of ending the video, but hopefully see you again next weekend and see you then. Okay, take care. We really hope that life is as good to you as it can possibly be, and hopefully better. Really hope you're not catching the flu like I am, because like there should be a quote on that. See you again next week. Okay, take care. Bless, bless.